to us, believe me. Supercharger agenda today. We're not just diving into features coming with the transition from 3G to 3H. We're also covering some very interesting developments in the space race and a whole lot of fun engagement quests Ryan will cover. Now, if I may, just a quick heads up before we dive in, please allow me a word on security. As we most of us probably know, bad actors can potentially rewrite blockchain history in proof of space systems. For an attacker, for example, to create a false chain with the intention of forking the blockchain and potentially even created a chain that's larger than the original main chain. When the production of blocks is physically constrained, like in Bitcoin's proof of work, this risk obviously is not present. Yet, as we move to more environmentally friendly consensus like ours, proof of archival storage, this emerges as a challenge because we're not physically, our consensus is not physically constrained. And that's where Subspace, the lithium consensus, steps in. It basically, in broad terms, mixes proof of time with proof of archival storage to keep things unpredictable and safe. Now, how does it work? It makes sure that a set amount of real time passes between block proposals, and thus it stops any baddies from trying to rewrite history by time traveling into the past. And this is why, by the way, the role of timekeepers is so important. I know we've discussed this in previous calls. I'm not going to expand on this. But now, I mean, why am I surfacing this? What's the cool part of that today? And why is this important right now? Because right here, live on this call, we are about to seed the proof of time to kick off the 3H with our seed ceremony, right? Farmers are quite familiar with seeds. I would suggest, uh, and basically the addition of this seed is to bring randomness, the necessary randomness into the proof of time feature by using, in this case, a specific Bitcoin block height that we will reveal throughout the call. So stay tuned for that very incredible onset. And then, boom, we'll start with our Genesis farmer once we have the P proof of time seed added. All right, I'll zip it out now. No more spoilers in my introduction. Justin, you're up.
Hey everyone, thanks Justin. Um, okay, let me just briefly take you guys through the new features that we are going to be deploying to Gemini 3H. The first one's going to be staking. With Gemini 3G, we've had the first version of staking introduced for the operators. But with it also came a bit of a scalability issues where there could only be a few set of operations that could be done by the operators or the nominators in terms of like depositing or withdrawals, whatever, whatnot that comes as part of the staking protocol itself within a single epoch. Now we've been working on eliminating such a limit as well, and so we've been testing that particular changes in the past few days, and that would be part of the Gemini 3H upgraded staking protocol. The second one would be the storage fees for the bundle. As part of the protocol, whenever an operator submits a bundle, the bundle takes some storage space on the consensus chain. So far on Gemini 3G, the operators never paid for such storage space. Now, going forward, we are going to make some changes to ensure that the operators pay for the bundle storage on the consensus chain, so that the farmers get their storage fee as part of the block production itself. The implementation of this is not completely done yet. We are in the middle of testing and finishing up the implementation, but we are planning to have a migration plan that will go through as part of the runtime upgrade. So watch out our docs and the Discord channel to just get some more updates on that as and when we are ready to make that dip. And the next one, this is a bit of a technical one and a bit of a prerequisite for the cross-domain transfers that we've been planning, which was not available during Gemini 3G, was Merkle Mountain Ranges on consensus chain. Essentially, Merkle Mountain Ranges enable us to prove some pruned state on consensus chain at a very later time. For example, if you take domains, after a bit of a challenge period, the domain state is completely pruned out of the consensus chain in order to not bloat the storage on runtime. But with that pruning, we will not be able to prove a specific set of domain details on consensus anymore. With the introduction of MMR, we should be able to do that. And this is a prerequisite for XTM, which I'm going to talk in a bit. Um, and the few more features that we've been planning on and are coming soon would be the storage fee fund for the operators. Like as I've mentioned before, operators would be starting to pay fees for the bundles that they will be submitting on the consensus chain. So how does they start paying for the fees is essentially something called a storage fee fund, which is a portion of fee that we collect when an operator or when an operator pool or a set of nominators within that operator pool starts to stake for that operator. Um, Again, do not want to go into too technical here. We will have more documentation updated, if not already, for you guys to help you understand how this fund actually works and how operators make this storage fees back by collecting from the users of the transactions that are part of the bundle itself for the storage fees. Now, the last one is sorry, not the last one. We have a few more. We've been working on a few more things. Um, we have updated the block issuance function, so that means that uh, we will start to issue the funds as soon as the block the as soon as the block is being uh, important by the nodes. Nazar will have more details on it if someone needs to get more information about this. Nazar would be happy to help you guys here. And the other one would be the challenge period. So far, for the domains, the challenge period has been driven by the domain itself, by the domain block production itself. So if the domain block production stops, the challenge period, the blocks that are within the challenge period also will never go out of the challenge period. So that means the entire domain itself halts. What we've been working on is to move a challenge period, not relying on the domain block production, but rather use our consensus chain to drive that challenge period itself. So the consensus chain never stops, even if domain stops. The domain blocks that have been imported will go out of challenge period as soon as the consensus chain blocks being produced. Um, The last one, cross-domain message transfer. This is what I've been talking about as a prerequisite for this cross-domain message transfer is MMR. Once the MMR is in, the cross-domain transfers would utilize the MMR to actually move funds from consensus chain to domains, and also domains between domains as well. So XTM should ideally be able to facilitate intra-domain transfers and also transfers between the consensus chain, so up and down and side-to-side domains as well. The last one would be the permissionless instantiable domains. So with Gemini 3G, uh, we had kind of put a lock on who can instantiate the domains because we weren't fully ready for that yet. And with Gemini 3H, we'll soon be unlocking that particular feature, so anyone can start to instantiate their own domains, and then bring in their own set of operators to actually run their own domains. So yeah, these are all what I have, what we've been working on, and what we wanted to bring out as part of the Gemini 3H. If you guys have any questions, I think we can take it up at the end of the call as well. Thanks, everyone. That over to ML.
Yeah, thank you, Vet. Yeah, you've been extremely busy, guys. A lot of changes, exciting changes are coming to the Gemini 3H. And now I'm gonna talk about what does it mean to you as a farmer, as an operator, as a developer, and how do you migrate from Gemini 3G to Gemini 3H. With the switch to Gemini 3H, some important changes are coming to the CLI arguments for all the farmers, operators, and developers. Previously, the Subspace node had several flags inherited from the substrate that were either irrelevant or not supported. With the release of Gemini 3H, we introduced an updated list of CLI arguments that are customized for the Subspace node to enhance the clarity of used flags. And I'll just share my screen and walk you through the post that we've put on a forum. And if someone from on stage can drop the link to that forum post, that would also be amazing. All right, can you guys see my screen? I don't think it works.
We can't, Emil, at the moment, I'm afraid.
Okay, second attempt. Yeah, I think now you should be able to see it.
That's the one.
All right, perfect. All right, let's start with introduction of a run command. Previously, the Subspace node operated using an implicit command structure, meaning that the run command wasn't explicitly required. And with the latest update, the approach has been reverted. Now, to start the Subspace node, it's mandatory to explicitly use the run command. For example, Subspace node run -- base path -- chain, etc. Setting base path becomes mandatory, while all other CLI commands will drop and no longer exists. And setting chain CLI argument also is mandatory. So each time you start node, make sure to specify -- chain and then ready the chain. Validator replaced with farmer. Pretty sure that will be signing use for the farmers because you no longer use the validator, but using a farmer flag. A more meaningful setting of the RPC port has three commands: free flags, RPC external, unsafe RPC external, and RPC port. These require still meaningful command. RPC is on. As for setting the port, the combination port and listen ADR replaced by a single listen flag, and we have a new LY command. So the node set you really use the approach chain command, node instruct, and everything is much more. So in order to why everything node related, you just use node what and node, and for that, as usual, we will do your farm and provide path to farm. Just as simple as that. For allowing private IPs, instead of using allow private IP and yes enable private IP, you can use a single flag allow private IPs. For the visitors, definition of a Prometheus word, Prometheus external, and Prometheus is replaced by a Prometheus listen, not followed by value of the IP and word. Some important changes for the directory structure, as which now goes as follows, and now all are states and related, so sharing the same directory structure. There are all the changes to the consensus side. Now we talk about changes on the domain side. Some important changes for operators. The Subspace node domain key command is introduced and makes the key pair creation simple, convenient, and safe. And the new domain key insert command is also available. And it will be need to move these or already have strict phrase you would like to use. Setting base path is not supported main argument. It's being derived from the consensus base path and the main ID. Instead of providing boot nodes, you provide bootstrap nodes. So the default for the listen has changed. RPC listen on value also changed to the specific port and specifically chain network identity and name and now derived from the consensus chain and the main ID automatically. And these of available boot nodes will get each getting readable domain name. As I said before, generating operator pair is not so simple. What you have to do is use domain key command and provide path and domain ID. As well as that, and your key pair will be generated in the subfolder of the base path. As for some changes for the developers, now using -- def flag applies the following: def chain For suffering, Launchpad piece, article call, the ascent instruct on start, and keeper. Some changes, some other changes that now we do work by default, and also will be beneficial farms with large and powerful GPUs, also from available, and we have the bundling also has taken meant for some changes, but some of them taken for the operator. But the produce storage fees for the blockchain. They share the overall from blocks or 24 hours. Low rewards when we need to make blocks. The minimum energy is not to 1 by upgrade, but it's set to lower values and GCC. The lower change from 5 blocks to 28,800 blocks. We're about to these. These are the most significant changes that come to see use as a part of Gemini 3. Once you get used to the new menu class, you enjoy more clarity, like this compose and organization is your best friend during your Gemini 3 creation, and will not lose your free operator and development on Gemini 3. Thanks, and thanks to you.
Thanks, Emil. So there's people have to quite a there. So the actual person has a look article during which we really get articles. But I just want to talk now about our Gemini things we're launching the meme space. So I just want to give us how long exactly what that is. Greetings, series and pioneers of the Subspace community. Today we mark an ambitious journey, a testament to our collective will and unity, known as mini space. This initiative is not merely a competition, it's a collaboration. It's a network for a network that promises to redefine the paradigms of decentralization. It's dress rehearsal for our mainnet launch, and poses our farmers and interested by now. Should we stay and hoof up the last few awards on Gemini 3G, make most of the network reset, and join us on a bumpy road as we Gemini 3H, and suffer the expected replots of targeting a head start of the network squarely in their crosshairs. The mini base race is structured around 3 critical phases, each designed to progressively enhance our network and solidify our community's engagement. We begin with the Launchpad phase. We initiate our journey to the Launchpad, a critical phase, or focus on meticulous preparation of our network. It's here that we ensure the bedrock of our system is robust and capable of support and vision we all share. The Launchpad is where we will be generating our randomness beacon based on details of a particular Bitcoin block, and laying a foundation that is as secure as it is scalable. Once the seed ceremony has been completed, we'll be moving forward by establishing a Gemini 3H Genesis block that will be the first heartbeat of our new world. A sole farmer will be producing blocks and seeding history in preparation for the liftoff phase. With the Launchpad primed and our rockets fueled, we advance to liftoff, a phase characterized by expansion and acceleration, the actual space race. A race where the checkered flag will reactivate testnet rules. This is where the network truly begins to take shape, growing not just in size but in strength. We'll open the doors wider, inviting more members to join farming, to participate in the validation and expansion of the network. Liftoff is about momentum, about the collective energy of our community propelling us forward. Each contribution and each gigabyte plotted a vital push towards our shared goal. And as that critical statistic increases, we approach escape velocity. The culmination of our efforts is escape velocity, where our network achieves the critical momentum needed to become a self-sustaining, autonomous entity. This is a phase where we prove not just to ourselves, but to the world that a decentralized network can not only exist but thrive and adapt, ready to meet the demands of the future. Escape velocity is our resilience, about achieving a state where the network is robust, secure, and capable of withstanding challenges, all while continuing to grow and evolve. In this mini-space race, each of us plays a pivotal role. I invite every one of you to embrace this journey and to contribute your unique strengths. Your participation is the fuel that drives this endeavor forward. Together, we're not just building a network, we're crafting a legacy, a decentralized infrastructure that will serve as a beacon for future generations, a testament to what can be achieved when we come together for a common cause. And as we stand on the brink of this grand adventure, I invite you to join hands metaphorically on port 3033 to lend your strength and your spirit to this cause. Let's embark on this race not as competitors, but as collaborators, united by a shared vision of a decentralized, empowered future. Thank you for being the torchbearers of the vision. I'm not spacesuit, set your spaceship on Launchpad, and together, let's make history. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Nazar, who's hopefully going to have value for our proof of time, and explain about what that means and what next steps are. Nazar?
Hello, yes indeed. So as mentioned before, by the very beginning, proof of time is a critical security feature of the protocol, and it means contextually all things. First of all, it mentions that we ensure that a certain amount of time physical world has passed, no one can do much attack on the protocol. On the other hand, it also means that we can specify the seed for the beginning of proof of time protocol, and the seed is something that we don't know the past. So no one can physically start the seed that proof of time protocol before everyone else. And more typically, we're using the latest block as of this in Bitcoin. This is the block on 828,200, no, 828,208, and here's another, and the hash of that block is like this. So those who have started their 3H chain before, you actually didn't start correctly. To correct that, you need to specify here's no entry argument. This is the seed we are using to start proof of time network on Gemini page. Once we have that argument, everyone can find their nodes, and we are deploying our infrastructure now as well as our team. And in the you see our booster nodes, our RPC nodes. After that, we will start register, and register will start blocks. We will set some transactions, specifically some data, and we'll use to see history. What we might have is various blocks with data, such that by the time we enable everyone to produce blocks, there will be quite a bit of history. And for those of you who have started MFG early on, you know what the experience like replaying. So in order to create a little bit, we'll create a mock in the very beginning, such that output of history will not occur as, and because of that, we'll have a better experience after seeing history. Also, the exact retrieval block will drive further into the future, but it will not be as much the power for the process. So this is something we can do in G. We talk before we have a ceremony between blocks stuff like that, but this is something that we will also read at the main launch. So this is basically a preparation of yours before that. And now I hope to see main notes of the telemetry. Feel free to start seeing blocking. I'll be welcome.
Thanks, Star. So yeah, we still have some exciting topics to discuss. I've got one to start the VH file proof of in the command. So I'm going to give you a few of these I want to touch on the specifics of this Launchpad phase. So Launchpad phase where the items of the VH the statistical one precision foresight and execution. So first, let's talk about proof of ceremony. That's just taking place. It's on the format. It's a component of identity security by establishing a verified decentralized starting point, ensure that our network is built around a cornerstone of trust and transparency. And Nazar has now confirmed that you will be using as the seed. And next steps, as he mentioned, are to get one alongside configured values up and working. The network will start with Genesis farmer, and we have the proof of seed, and this sole farmer will be run by the team who has to seed to the network. This data will form the initial blockchain history, and those of you in the audience who have been with us through previous phases will understand the relationship between blockchain history growth and replotting. Our aim here is to get balance between acceptable initial sync times and sensible replotting schedules. Remember, replotting is how we data into the network and is core to the proper functioning of the protocol. Once the interface is established, farmers will be able to sync their nodes, but farming will not yet be enabled for one by Genesis farmer. Plotting will be subject to constant replotting as the seed data continuously grows the blockchain history and triggers sector expiry. We don't know exactly how long the seed will take, but we do invite altruistic farmers to start plotting, as it will help the network when we hit the next phase. Building plots is require a lot of replotting, but while painful, is the optimal way to approach the network from a renewables perspective. Essentially, farmers will have a head start if they join us on the road while we're speeding the data. And while on the subject of altruistic farmers, we would love to see those of you who are able to do so running time keys on 3H. This isn't incentivized, but you would hold a special place in our hearts if you compare a fast forward to the network. And again, I'd like to make special build time keys, especially those who have the fastest tools on the market. It's the fairest one. Starting time key close to notice that right now, possible is our ideal scenario. If anyone wants to do this, please keep up in Discord. We will be really grateful, and I'm just going to link in the chat to fund keeping docs there. Participation in this phase is often for us, and we want to make clear that it will be possible there are no incentives available, essentially vehicles. As we progress through the long phase, we'll be documenting our findings, sharing insights, and continue to our approach, making our better community feedback, your feedback. This iterative process is essential for building a network is not only technical, it's also aligned with the education of the users. We have a creative forum post about various sizes of the space, which affords a chance to lots and budget data, and notice why we're operating networks at this particular way. Put that link in the chat as well. We'll be on Discord as usual, so if you early. I see that's quite lively already. So please go to the farm channels or now, and we'll start building a list around how you have your farm to some effect. I appreciate that many of you have questions right now, and we have farmers at the end of the video, so please do put questions in the chat, and we'll put them in the channels inside the allocated. But while we're trafficking the network, we have a number of exciting ways to engage, or what you're talking about. Now, going to talk about Ryan.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for this. We're going to do 4 pages. All of this just for traditional 3H. So first, we're going to have so every week we'll unveil any national forums. They explore our box. So this is the week that's they want to rate on the forum out something like Justin or meeting. Our second contest is a Subspace story contest for all our farmers. We have a contest review. We're going to review in prizes for the best farmers stories. So it's just a photo up, registration from and as you go to the top. Our third contest is a contest again, but this one is huge. So you can like reward. You have 3 chances for me to win: the public vote, the staff favorite, and the master favorite. And here's a link to the forums where we are announcing those rules. Final hack contest, all of our guaranteed and numbers. We're going to for all USDC, but the top 5 also max points. So you have that forum contains points. Please follow on very much and progress. And it'll be another easy. So in order for the contest to do it for $20, that is very. I really think you guys just have this is a we're from contest giving it $10 first. So you like that. If I'm starting campaign and just by knowing the points and you have chance to hack and go in the I'll do that. The code is far out. So it's actually really exciting and yeah, first I'll talk about what you said. Yeah, guys, like I said before, I'll just spoil the links and we'll we love to engage with and there's some ways you can do that and you can do it. So we've got plenty of information. I have seen nothing so anyone wants to do questions or question mark and we can use this one very early on for the thing we're trying to find now and it's a start. Where's it gone? Next week. What about Russian? So yeah, obviously the price of being selected by public so we have to make sure that one satisfying price points, which unfortunately we can't send prices to some countries. We have a bunch of Russia is on the queue. So apologies for that. We have a big strong Russian community. Unfortunately we can't send USD hats the prices we're looking at so I'm sorry about that. I'm sure anyone else wants to take the next question. I'm sure we're you can do great work. That you're great work. That you're following the and also like to put in starting to put in my last. Also like to make it and we can really and we'll make our and we'll providing interest to and you know something interesting about seeing our channel you take and it's like this and we're putting in James Vardy so yeah if you're looking at obviously there's like we can house we've got some stuff and we can talking about okay, looking for another one. Jonathan wanted to tell, obviously, I don't think I don't think it could be very much, it's very much spring for time, and the company is looking at that's all there is to prove that we need, I think we need to do yeah, I think it should be right now, I think we're going to do single because that's something that should be up there, great, thank you. Yeah, I mentioned how the format of the pulse spike and pulse out is different. Also, well, probably from the source over and okay, it's a bit on the Facebook things.
Fast, I believe that there's some sort of glitch. We'll be here for a minute.
So, all in pretty much, in more detail, I said, question, whether you're in the point where you're going to work with more factor, we go to the trouble, it's a test and pretty version of the network. So, they want to work himself, but that's the one between how what learn, pretty test, based off the test, we like into rewards, and as a reward pool, growing by 1 to 5 week, that's what we're going to do. Questions, yes, right. Now, page 98 is while we are working on the phase 1, is so we don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but we have a going to move to the next phase, so we're going to be really well, which is what I and we say, there's a high chance that we can, however far that we had, but the engineers should absolutely know that we have to do it. Not since Gemini 3G, but Gemini effort as well, we also do suitable. If you send back to the incentives and we have a so what's happening is from the start of that, which tested it until all the talks really so yeah, I just bring from how the regulatory systems is really what systems are. I'm sure it's one thing I do that my experience being that you and urgently help so and people have a you actually find funds to receive people so we got control there and I know that really how these sort of make use of how you on yeah is I guess speaking to about so far, but we don't have any questions. Yeah, I like that. The next thing about people is people are so but that's more. So if I say people in chat, I don't see some general, and I think